Okay. This is the very first podcast. Do I get all the hate mail right away? Or do I do I lie to myself and just say what the fans want to hear? Because I don't think we're going to win.
I think you get it out right now.
And there's going to be like two people that see this, and it's
That's okay.
us. All right. So let me see this. Let me see. I don't know if this is going to work, but no, it's probably not. So I think the audio is all right. Whatever. I'll just fill in a bumper music here. And this isn't live, so we can just cut up if we need to.
Yeah. Can you edit in this software?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also it'll cut up clips for you and everything to put on like YouTube shorts and everything like that. All right. Well, we're doing this. All right. A little chop
Let's
and
do
roll
it.
podcast, huh? Probably would be better after a drink or so, but it's kind of early still. All right. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about first?
Do we need to do like an intro?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Start us off.
Jeez.
Baker, what you got going on?
Not a whole lot. I'm just excited to be on this podcast, get this thing going. We've been talking about it for a couple of years. Um, you know, and
Yeah.
couldn't pick anybody better to be on than with you, Todd. I think it's going to be a fun time, if nothing else, and hopefully we can have a lot of fun talking football.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be professional. It's just two guys sitting around having a drink at the tailgate talking ball, Keep it simple, and I guess we could say our opinions are our own in case it gets kind of crazy, but
Yep.
people are presumed innocent, things like that.
Yep. And I
Um,
think it's pretty obvious by your background and your hat. You're the Florida State guy.
I am.
I'm the Alabama guy. I'll work on my background moving forward to make that a little more obvious. But
Yeah, I kind of slid my desk around so you could see it, but
yeah, I'll do a little rearranging in my office too to get some things set up. But
I'm sure it'll get better.
it will.
And
So
I wish we would have started this week one,
yeah, I bet you do.
but yeah, I missed that boat, and I'm sure you're like, no, let's just wait a couple weeks.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't break my heart at all. But let's talk about week one because it's been uh it's been a little different since week one. But if I were a betting man and which team was going to be on a 4 game win streak, beating 4 top 15 teams, and which team was going to be a 4 game losing streak, um, as an Alabama fan, I'd have lost that bet mightily. So what do you think's happened since week one in the Knowles?
Well, I think, to be honest with you, in hindsight, I think we were the more physical team that day. I honestly do when we beat you guys. But I think you guys beat yourself a lot after watching it. All those fourth downs when Ty Simpson was rolling and should have ran it and tried to throw it, and
Yep,
Ryan
yep,
Williams dropped it, and you didn't pick up a couple first downs here and there, and we capitalized on that. Nobody had any film on each other, right? So I think that now I figured out that if you get down, Malzahn's offense is hard to come back with. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I think we saw
yeah,
that when he was at USF or UCF and everywhere else. But
yeah. I think
um,
I think a big misconception with his offense, and being pretty familiar with him from his days at Auburn, everybody thinks it's this, throw it out, air it out, kind of offense, and it's not. It's a power run. Now they do it from a spread formation, but he wants to run the ball for 250 yards every single time, and so yeah, you're right. If you get behind, um, he'll always have a couple tricks up his sleeve and maybe steal you a touchdown here and there. But yeah, that offense is not built for quick scoring. It's just not.
yeah, the thing that when I'm watching ball every weekend that I don't get, and I probably need to break down like the all 22 film or whatever, but nobody's open. Like none of our guys are open. Like if you rewatch the game with you guys, you have wide receivers running wide open everywhere. Just nobody's ever open with our guys. The route tree is so vanilla and generic that I don't know. Run some shallow routes or some digs or like something. It's just it's almost like 10-yard comebacks, goes, you know, smash routes, corner route. It's just like it's so vanilla when I watch ball across everybody else. There's just people wide open, like out scheming people.
Yeah.
And you know, listen, I think he's still one of the best play callers, and you know you hear that from all the DCs out there. Oh, he's so multiple, and you know you have so much misdirection and eye candy and all that stuff. But you can have that, but like you also need the routes, because if the eye candy doesn't work and people watch film on you, that's why, like, you know, we didn't score anything against Stanford. They were just, you know, there's that much film on us, you know, and of course turnovers and things like that. But I don't know. I just need to see more. Like I love his offense. I love running the ball, but you got to have, you know, some better routes. And because I remember when FSU played Auburn in a national championship game, their tight ends were running down the field wide open. I mean, it's just I don't understand why. And of course, he had Lashley as a co-defensive or co-offensive coordinator, who's, you know, at SMU. But I don't know. I think we need more there, and because we have talent. I still like our O-line. I just think that we're a little vanilla once you get down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And I think you hit the eye candy portion of his offense is huge, right? If you've got a mediocre defense or an undisciplined defense, which I think we were week one, right? I mean, we didn't look ready to play. We didn't come out fired up. I think we didn't know quite what to expect. And I think Malzahn was able to surprise us a little bit with what we saw defensively. Um, and I agree. You don't lose to a team like Stanford, um, without 7 weeks of film, and you guys doing the exact same thing week after week after week, and I don't know if that's a Castellanos issue. Is he a little limited, in what he can do? Um, is it a Norvell handcuffing, the offense a little bit, like, maybe Nick Saban did in the early days at Alabama? Um, I was just curious to hear your take now that we're week 8, and you guys look like a potential national championship contender after week 1, and now the wheels again have kind of fallen off the bus.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the big win over Bama. I'm going to keep saying that as much as I can because
Yeah,
that's all we have this year. We
you've been
played
playing,
two high school teams. Like I think,
but
like
put up
St. Thomas Aquinas could have beat
70,
them.
but put up 76 and
Sure.
65 or something, like, so it's not like you squeak by them.
Yeah, yeah,
You did
no,
what you were supposed to do.
yeah, in years past we probably would have squeaked by him with DJU and all those. Last year we probably would have barely beat him. So and that's what I'm saying, and that's what's frustrating. Like last year, 2-10, like our team was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we lost to Wake. Yeah, we lost to North Carolina. Yeah, yeah, we suck. This year, like, there's talent on the team. That's what's more frustrating. And we're one or two plays away and here and one or two plays away there. You know, if Deuce catches that ball in the end zone against UVA, we beat them.
Right.
If we, if so and so at Stanford, again, it should never have come to that. He was across the line. That's a touchdown.
Right.
I don't know
Yep.
what people are looking for. We have
Should have been a win.
and what's crazy to me is, like, if that was a SEC game, you would have 50 different camera angles at Stanford on 10:30 at night on a Saturday night, and in the ACC you have like 2 angles. There's like a guy on his iPhone up there filming, and like one camera, and that's all you have. Like no pylon cam, no nothing. But that's a touchdown. And then UVA again with Deuce, and who else Pitt was like a 1 possession game. Don't even get me started on Pitt. You lose to a freshman quarterback. That's his first game ever. And like,
Yeah, that dude's he's lighting it up though. He is.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, why can't we find those? I mean,
Yeah. But you go to the transfer portal for all your quarterbacks.
Yeah. And again, I don't mind that. I really don't. I'm not like, oh, we got to build high school. You don't. I mean, you have
Not
to have
nowadays.
some. No, you have to hit a couple, like we have with Danzy and the twins, the defensive lineman twins, and things like. We have some freshmen that are playing. Kevin Wynn got injured. He'll be good. And our running back, the guy that decommitted from Georgia and came to us as a freaking grown man. So I mean, we have enough pieces from high school. We just problem is the portal. You can't miss.
Right. Yep. Yep. When you go all in on the portal, you've got to hit it. That's the name of the game right now. So do you think? So looking back now, obviously from the Alabama perspective, I feel like it may have just been the perfect storm, right? So we walked in with a quarterback who never started a college game before, a new offensive coordinator. You guys had two new coordinators that I mean, sure, we had film on them from previous stops, but didn't know what they were going to do at FSU with a new quarterback who's already game ready, had some experience, starting at Boston College. So I feel like, and your crowd showed up, right? I mean, that was an electric
Yeah,
atmosphere.
what do
I
you
was
think
there.
about that?
You
What do
were
you think
there.
about Doak?
It was great, and it got louder as the game went. I think once the rain started, the party
Yeah,
started, and
yeah,
um, no, it was a great atmosphere. We had a great time, even losing the game. You always have your couple of fans in the stands that create issues, but overall, we tailgated in FSU tailgate. No, we had a great time.
yeah.
But I
I
feel
like
like
the
now
Alabama
look,
fans. The Bama
yeah,
fans were
look,
great, man. The ones that I
yeah,
met were great. They were
same
respectful.
thing.
They weren't Miami.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And ninety
So
percent of them will always be, and you got your fringe 10% that or the college or a little bit older age guys. But no, now looking at where we are, and again coming off 4 straight weeks of beating top 15 teams, and Ty Simpson now looks like a Heisman contender. Jam Miller missed that game, and our running game really struggled. He was coming off a concussion last week, and I think we ran the ball for like 70 something yards. So without him, we kind of become one dimensional, which I
and your
think
D
we did.
lineman, right? You were missing your big D lineman guy
Yep,
against us too.
yep.
Yeah,
So I just think all those things, played a factor, and I think the motivation of us keeping you out of the playoff a couple of years ago also was still looming a little bit. At least with Norvell and any of the players that were still there. So I think you guys were definitely ready to play that game, and we weren't. I mean, that's the bottom line. You whipped our tails, kind of from the get go. After that first drive, we scored. I mean, that was kind of it. Um, so no, it was. I think the wake up call we needed, which was great. I've seen more fire out of DeBoer since that game. I think he realizes he can't lose another 3 or 4 games, in year two. Yeah, we'll see what we do moving forward.
yeah.
But,
I agree. I think it was a perfect storm, literally. Like when you guys got the ball, it like started to rain right before halftime. It was like perfect downpour. The crowd goes crazy, and yeah, you're right. I mean, not a lot of film on us, and um, I think with Tommy, the quarterback, he was fresh, right? And you've seen in the last few weeks he hasn't been running the ball a lot because he's obviously has some nagging injury or something, but. And when your quarterback doesn't run, I mean, and Gus Malzahn's offense is like he cuts it in half. So,
yeah, yeah,
and then he does run, and then he gets a concussion. So it's just like, but I just think that to watch that Stanford game and say this team beat Alabama, this team, it's just unbelievable. So, but again, it's college football now, and that's
yeah. Any
ball.
given week, right? Any
Yeah,
given week.
yeah, and then but the good teams they win. The good teams like Bama and Georgia and this year Ole Miss or whoever they win those close ball games, right? Those one score games, and we haven't this year. So we're in it. I guess that'll kind of transition to what do we do with Norvell? Because after Stanford, I was like, you got to get rid of him. I mean, you can't like. That was like a tarmac firing. They're saying, like
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
the boosters are going to meet him on the tarmac.
Yeah. Like Kiffin. I mean, coming back from USC. Just leave him on the tarmac.
Yeah,
But
which is crazy,
I mean,
right?
what do you think? Because there's a lot of openings right now. And I mean, you talking Penn State and obviously Florida, Arkansas, Virginia Tech, UCLA. Now LSU just opened up. I mean, that's some serious juggernauts you got to go up against and spend a lot of money to get. You know, uh, I mean, do you have a guy in mind? Would there be a guy, or is it just putting out feelers and hoping for the best?
Yeah, I mean, let me pull up their schedule for 2026 here for next year because I've heard it's absolutely brutal. So a lot of people are saying, oh, they don't want to hire anybody now because the first year they're going to be
They're going
absolutely
to
terrible.
fail.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so next year we go to
Well, I know you're
Alabama.
at Bama.
Yeah, we're going to go right. By this time, we'll have thousands of followers and we'll get on field passes at Bama. Then we play Florida, right? So we have Bama, Florida, Clemson, NC State, SMU, Miami, and I thought we played Notre Dame next year. Maybe not. But I thought we were playing Notre Dame next year. So, and then the following year we only have Georgia, Florida, Clemson, Miami. So it's like, I could have swore we had Alabama or we had Notre Dame, but maybe not. But anyway, but they're saying that they may not hire a coach this year. But okay, so here's my thing. What would you do? Okay, it's going to cost you whatever $50 million to get rid of Norvell. Okay, and then let's say 10 million or whatever for the assistants, right? And then you have to bring in a new coach, right? Which is 30, 40, 50 million. Okay, so let's say 100 million to keep it honest.
Yeah,
or keep it simple math.
Yep.
Why don't you? He can win. I mean, he didn't forget to coach. He was 13-0.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I don't know if it was the whole Willie Taggart, Quentin Flowers thing, right? Like Willie Taggart's career went because of Quentin Flowers at USF, right? Without him, he would have been terrible. So I don't know if
Jimbo Fisher and Jameis Winston.
Yes,
he's still living off of that.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's that situation with Jordan Travis now that he's gone. Can he win with somebody else? He's got to be able to win with somebody else, with Gus, right? So now he's taken the play calling and giving it to Gus, which is fine. I like that. I don't know about Tony White yet. Everybody after the Bama game was like, oh, he's going to leave us for UCLA and all. And now he's given up 45 points to Virginia. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so funny. The college fans are freaking insane.
Oh, it's week by week, right?
Oh my God. It's hour by hour.
Yeah, we're still in the mode of the 14 playoff, and you lose one game, and life is over. I don't know if anybody's adjusted to, life of a 12-team playoff where the sky isn't falling after 1 week.
Yeah. So let's say you owe him $100 million. Why don't we bring him back for next year? Right? Bring back Gus and bring back Tony White. Give them another year. Right? You can't even turn around an offense and a defense in high school in a year. Like you're trying to do it in college, it's just not going to work. So bring back both of them, give them a second year. Let's see if Tommy can get another year of eligibility. They don't know about him because he played at the end of the year as a freshman. He still may have another year, right? So hopefully he does, but you have to bring in another quarterback because he runs and he could get hurt and all that.
Yep.
Why don't you just give him $15 million and buy some more players? Like they're going to have to dig into their pockets with boosters to get rid of him. So just dig into your pockets and give him $15 million and see if you can build more roster and do one more year. Because if not, if it was just like, if all this other stuff didn't happen, I'd say fire him.
Right.
But now we're behind. We're behind LSU. The best coach is going to go to LSU. I think and we could probably get into this. I think that's the number one job out there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's more in Florida.
100%. 100%. Yep. LSU owns that state. There's no competition.
Nobody's going to Tulane.
Right.
Yeah. So you have LSU, who has just as much pockets and just as much facilities as Florida, and they won national championships and everything else. LSU, and then Florida's number 2. Right. Over and then
I would say yes.
And then Penn State's number 3.
Yeah.
Right. If Lane leaves, you have Ole Miss.
I think you can make an argument if the Florida State job was open, that Florida State could be number 3 behind an LSU and a Florida. And I only say those two and put FSU behind Florida because of the SEC and the money that's generated from that conference. But from a tradition standpoint, you guys are right there with any of them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
I just don't know what your financial capabilities are still being in the ACC.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State hasn't won a championship since when? 84 or something, 86 or some in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like we've won multiple since then. So it's like, I get it. I think we're over Penn State, but they do have a big following. They're a huge school. They're in the Big Ten. They have more money. because of the TV rights and all that. Not much more now that FSU got that kind of special deal or whatever, but they're going to have more money and more fan base. So I don't know. You could put them 3A and 3B, whatever. But, what happens if, and I think Nebraska is way behind them, but what if Rule goes to Penn State? Then
Right.
Nebraska opens up. What if Lane goes to Florida or LSU, then Ole Miss opens up? Does Ole Miss jump FSU? It shouldn't.
No. But in this current landscape, yeah, you can
It's
make an
crazy,
argument.
right? It's like
You can make an argument.
Ole Miss hasn't won shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
um,
And not to segue off of that, but that's what kind of makes me wonder and kind of laugh is why is Lane Kiffin supposedly the top candidate for all of these schools? Right? Now he's got LSU as a top 10, 12, 15 program the last couple of years, right? He's still yet to really win the big game.
he hasn't won anything.
No SEC championships, no championships anywhere he's been, clearly no national championships. So is it just the personality and the guy's an offensive genius, so I'll give him that. But what if I'm LSU? Why would I give that guy $15 million to leave Ole Miss and come to Baton Rouge?
I
Other
think
than I'm just desperate and don't know what else to do.
exactly. I think that makes the fan base happy, right? That's definitely will sell more season tickets. I don't know if they have a problem.
It's the sexy hire. It's the sexy hire. Is it?
Yeah,
is
it's
it
a
the
sexy
best football
hire.
hire?
Exactly. It's a sexy hire, and like we were talking about before, like it's week to week in college football, and he's the hot name now. But to be honest with you, I was talking with my buddy, and Debo. I was talking with him earlier, and he was like, Lane Kiffin is Dan Mullen. Like, if we hire him at Florida, he's just like Dan Mullen. Like, he's going to be sexy for a 10-win season, and then he's going to be, lose 5 or 6, and he's going to lose 4, and then we're going to fire him because he's 31-9 in the SEC, and he got to. Did he win an SEC championship, or did he just get to one? Like, whatever it was.
Maybe I don't remember him winning one there, but
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, he was 31-9, and they fired him in the SEC.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'll take Dan Mullen at FSU in a heartbeat. Bring him. He's weird as shit, but I'll take him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He has a good gig out there in Las Vegas. He may not want to leave anytime soon. Low pressure, winning games. But Dan Mullen's a name. I'm surprised it hasn't come up more often. Because the guy's been successful. Obviously coached under Urban Meyer, knows the blueprint. I think he would be a great hire for some of these colleges.
Do you think I posted on Ward Chant this message board for FSU and I got blasted, but I don't give a shit. Do you think for any amount of money Nick Saban would coach again, or Miss Terry, or whoever's running his life?
I think you can never say never. I think he left Alabama because of the current state of college football. I think if things shifted and some rules were put into place to kind of, even the playing field in regards to NIL and some of the other things, transfer portal, I think he still wants to coach. That's my gut. He doesn't want to coach in this current college landscape. Now, if LSU offered him $20 million a year, how do you say no to that, right? But he's got a great gig with Game Day. He's doing a great job. I think he's enjoying it. The other day he came out and said, he has no stress. Like, coaching college football is 24/7 every day, all year long, right? To do it the right way. And you're re-recruiting your players now, and you're paying your players, and you're having to go into the transfer portal and find players, and you're still recruiting high school kids, and that's a lot. That's a lot to take on. And he's in his 70s. I don't, he doesn't need it, but truthfully, if you're asking me, I think he wants it. I think he would love to still be coaching. So if a situation came up where, he thought he could be successful, and if there were some parameters that college football finally put in place, I could see him back on the sidelines. I really could.
Yeah, because if you've ever met a coach like that, like I know a couple of my buddies that coach like in college and the pros and stuff, and they're just a different breed. Like they're so competitive. Like the money is like is there any difference between 120 million and 200 million that he has, whatever he has in his bank? Like, there's no difference to those guys. They don't have to worry about money. Like, it comes down to ego, competitive, things like that. And like, they're out for a year and they're already itching to get back in. You know what I mean? Like, Jimbo could retire. He's got 50 million from, or whatever, 70 million from Texas A&M. He doesn't have to coach, but he's up there at the ACC network, like crying because he wants to get back in coaching and he loves the, no, I mean, like, so to me, it's not about the money, but you're right. I think that if it were like the NFL where they had a salary cap and, you know, everybody can spend 40 million or whatever the thing is, right? And they have the TV right, which I don't even know why they just don't make it just like the NFL. Form 2 leagues, you know, an East and a West or whatever you're going to do, and figure it out, or North and South, whatever. But
yeah, that's a whole nother show. But I think we could
sure.
spend an hour on that because I think that's where we're going.
Oh yeah, and that was my thing with the post that I originally was talking about, is that, like, I said, pay him $20 million, pay Saban $20 million. The biggest coach is what, 13 or 14? What's Kirby make? I think he's like
Kirby's, I think, right at 13
yeah.
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pay him, you know, $20 million, because I'm thinking long term, right? And then say we're gonna guarantee 20 million for your roster per year, whatever it is, right? Because he's gonna want to know how much you're gonna spend on my players, because coaches without, you know, it's a Jimmy's and Joe's, right? I get that, you know, Saban's the best coach ever, but, you know, without those draft picks that he had and all, it wasn't all about development. Yeah, it wasn't all about development. And say you're going to donate, you know, 20 million the first year, 20 million the second year, 20 million the third year, whatever it is, right? 3-year deal, 4-year deal. Because my thought was, there's nobody else besides him or Urban Meyer that will put you back at the top of college football and on every ESPN, everywhere, instantly. There's nobody else. Yeah. There's no other splash hire but those two guys. Okay. So then you already have instant respect with the media, right? In the next 2 years, when the SEC and the Big Ten are battling for this, like you were just talking about, the two, you know, power 2, right? If you're not in that power 2, you're screwed.
You're done.
You're done. Like an Oklahoma State or one of those guys that used to be in a big conference, they're screwed, right? And there's no way that they're going to keep a Saban team out of the SEC or the Big Ten. So if you get into that, they're getting what, like $40 to $50 million a year now, or whatever the SEC teams are getting, right? Compared to like the 20 or whatever else. Those next TV contracts, they're going to be $70 to $100 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're not in that, you're not on the, you know, you're not in the league anymore. So like, there's nobody else that, like, spend the 20 million now to get that 75, 100 later, because there's nobody else that's going to get that for you.
Yeah.
And another year with Norvell and another 6-6 season at best is just like, your brand is just going to go down and down and down. So, I mean, to me, spend the money up front, because you're going to spend the money anyway, and just, you know, do what you can, because, and they were saying, well, nobody, we don't have any money. Trust me. There's enough boosters that say, look, I know you donated $2 million this year for whatever. We need $4 million because we're getting Saban for 3 years. They would be like, okay, here, where do I write the check?
Yeah, here's a blank check. Just take it.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be dumb not to.
I just don't understand. And nobody else. And again, it's a pipe dream, because if he comes back, he's going to go to Bama or LSU or somebody like that, right? He's not going to come to Florida State. He just wouldn't. If he's going to come back, he's going to go to Bama but now with DeBoer, like, you know, going to be a playoff team probably and everything else. Maybe they don't want to, I don't know. Would you turn him down if he's like, I really want to coach. I'm either going to go to LSU or Bama. Those are my two choices. And then Bama's sitting there like 10-1, you know, with DeBoer. And it's like, what do we do?
Yeah. Do I have to answer that question? I mean,
yeah. What do you do? If Saban says, Miss Terry and I talked last night, I want to go back to coaching. I want $20 million a year. Who's out there for me?
So, I mean, my first question back is, how many years guaranteed do we get?
4.
I don't know if I do that. Honestly,
I don't have to recruit, though. You don't have to recruit and bring up freshmen. Like, you can go out there and get the best players right now every year.
I mean, yes, and would Nick Saban do that? Right. He was good at sprinkling in transfer portal guys. I don't know if he the whole reason he got out, according to him and Miss Terry, was they would go into recruits' homes now, and the first question was, how much are you going to pay us? And her response was, why are we doing this if they're not worried about us developing their children and getting
Yep.
them ready for
Yep.
whatever's next, NFL or whatever it might be. And so I don't really know if he enjoys that kind of NFL free agent model. And kind of like I said before, as long as college football has that, I'm just I'm not convinced he would come back in and have to deal with all those headaches. You know, I'm just not. Now,
So the question is, he's going to do it,
if you get 8 years out of Nick Saban, absolutely.
but
I'd roll the dice on that.
let me ask you this though: what you just said, though, if you said they don't want to deal with the pain, they're going to have to deal with the pain at LSU or Alabama. My question is to you: he's coming back to coach. Don't worry about all the Miss Terry stuff and all the I hate the state of college football. He's coming back to coach. Are you and I say he says I want to coach 4 more years. I want to coach next year till I'm 76 and then I'm done.
where I am right now, sitting 7-1.
Wait, a Bama fan is about to say, a Bama like bleed crimson is about to say he doesn't want Nick Saban. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not saying I don't want Nick Saban. What I'm saying is if I would trade Kalen DeBoer currently, thinking that we might have him for 10 years, or roll the dice and maybe win one more national championship with Nick Saban in 4 years and then have to restart again, I'm not sure I'd make that trade. Um,
That's fair.
because I feel like the last 3 years at Alabama, we were declining a bit. And I think a lot of it was the changing landscape of college football. And I'm not convinced if we gave Nick Saban 4 years right now that we would win a national championship. Now, if you could guarantee me I was going to win a national championship in those 4 years, you know, we could talk about it. But I think where Kalen DeBoer is right now, he's set up for just as much success in the next 4 years as Nick Saban would be at Alabama.
So you're telling me Saban's going to LSU?
He might be. And then I'll
Okay,
eat my words and
that's what you got to deal with. You got to
watch
play
OSU
him
win 3 national
every year.
championships.
Yeah. All right, and Jimbo's coming back as his OC.
Yeah.
And who was their
Yeah.
defensive coordinator? It was like the sickest staff
the guy that
ever.
was at Nebraska, Bo Pelini.
Yeah, but it was like a sick staff. Wasn't like
Yeah.
Muschamp on there
Yes.
and like Kirby. Or was Kirby on that?
Kirby wasn't
LSU?
with him at LSU.
Okay.
I don't think.
It was sick
Although
though. It was
maybe
sick.
maybe he was because he was with him with the Dolphins.
Let me pull that up. Let me see. That coaching tree is just crazy. Sorry, I'm typing now.
I'm trying to look. Yeah, I'm trying to look too.
Bless you. Okay. All right. Here we go. Key members of staff. Offensive coordinator was Jimbo Fisher. Defensive coordinator was Will Muschamp. Other coaches. Oh, it's just in his coaching tree. Billy Napier. Wait, where's the one of his staff at LSU? Was that 99? When did they win? I don't know.
No, they had been after that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it was a hell of a staff. It was ridiculous when you look at it. All right. Well, I mean, if you're going to let him go, that's on you, Bama guys.
I'm just one. I'm not the AD. I'm not the president. Um, I'm just saying where I sit right now and the progression I've seen from year one to year two with Kalen DeBoer. He seems more comfortable. He's definitely more fiery. Um, and the fact that he's won everywhere he's been, I just think he's set up. He's set up for success. Um, he's a big game coach who wins the big games. I mean, he's proven it. He's beaten Georgia 2 years in a row when nobody thought we could do it. Now he's got to figure out some other things like almost losing on the road at South Carolina. But that was a game last year we would have lost. And this year we're finding ways to win those games. And so I do think, yeah, I think he's the right guy for the job right now. Hopefully he can keep his staff together.
Yeah, is Simpson the Heisman frontrunner?
It depends on who you talk to, but he's right there. The kid from Texas Tech who got hurt, I think is right there with him. Um,
What about the
You
guy
know,
from
but
Texas A&M last night
yeah, he's a stud.
or the other night? And Mendoza is pretty good from Indiana.
Mendoza, yeah, Indiana, yeah.
Which is crazy because I saw him play again, when he was on Cal against FSU. That was the only game we won when we were 2-10, and it was hitting the court. I was like, he's pretty good. So he's the top favorite, it looks like, plus 185. And then Sayin from Ohio State is
Who also
400.
signed with Alabama.
Yeah, right? Ty Simpson is 400. They're both 400. And then Marcel Reed is plus 650. Pavia from Vanderbilt plus 950, and Stockton from 1600 plus 1600.
Yeah, it's all quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got that running back at Notre Dame that's absolutely killing it right now.
Yeah,
And
Love. He's
yeah,
4500. He's the
okay.
second one. Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State, and then him are both the same odds, 4500. But let's see national championship odds. Where's Alabama at? Plus 750. That's not a bad bet.
I'd take it. I'd take it.
Yeah.
I don't know, any given night, but I would say Ohio State, I think, is clearly the number one team in the country. I don't want to say I'm not sold on Indiana, but it's kind of like Vanderbilt, right? Like it's hard for me to move past like the last
Yeah.
30 years
Yeah.
of Indiana just being a doormat. I think A&M's really good. I think honestly they're probably the best team in the SEC right now. Um, I think Bama could get them on a neutral field, but um, they're tough. Elko's a great coach. Anytime he's running that defense, they're gonna be solid. But outside of that, it's kind of wide open, right? Like you got the Oregons of the world. Ole Miss could get hot at any given time and make a run. Miami could get hot at any given time and make a run. I guess the jury's still out. You tell me, Georgia Tech and Virginia. I mean, do you think they're national championship or second? Let's just say second week playoff teams. Could they
Georgia
get to a
Tech is.
national?
Georgia
Yeah.
Tech is. Because their
Mm.
offense with Haynes King is really good, and they're very well coached. I would take their coach in a heartbeat. Brent Key or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
He's not coming to us.
He's a saving guy.
Yeah, yeah, I would take him in a heartbeat. He's not coming to us because he's I think he went to Georgia
Alum.
Tech or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
But no, I think Miami's still the team out of the ACC. But it's just Mario's going to screw one game up. I mean,
He already did.
I know. I mean, it's just the given, and they're talking. All the Miami fans were talking so much shit at the FSU game, and I was like, dude, I enjoy it because you guys are going to blow one game from coaching at least, and then when you go up against a good coach like Ohio State or Dan Lanning, I said at the time, you're just going to get out coached. I mean, it's not even going to be funny because Mario, he can recruit trenches, all that. He can recruit, man, but he is a terrible coach. Because if I told the guy, I was like, if Shannon Dawson or whatever, your OC leaves, you guys are done. Like he's a genius OC that will be a head coach somewhere like soon. But Mario's just, he cannot coach, man. He's just terrible.
Well, yeah, struggles that. And did he make the worst career move in the history of college football? I mean, leaving a program like Oregon to go back to Miami, and I get it, right? You played at Miami, the draw to restore Miami to greatness and bring back, the Michael Irvins and all those guys. But how do you leave Oregon? With Phil Knight Nike money, um, an incredible fan base, not necessarily an easier path to the playoff. So maybe that factored into some of the decision making, but every resource you could ever ask for is right there. And Dan Lanning obviously is, taking full advantage of it.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it was more about he looked at the ACC. You know what I mean? And I still think that's one of the biggest benefits of our coaching vacancy, if we ever have one, is that like the path. It's like if you get lucky and just beat Clemson and Miami, you're in a national championship.
You're
like,
in, yeah.
You're in the playoffs. Like
Yeah.
even if you lose to one, you're in the playoffs. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to. I mean, Florida's schedule is freaking brutal. Like you don't have to play that SEC schedule. I mean, yeah, Wake can be decent, but Wake Come on. Like, I mean, you know what
All
Wake would
right.
be in the SEC?
So I'm glad you brought that up because we can kind of start talking about this week. Bama's on a bye, so I can kind of relax and get to watch. You guys have Wake Forest on a 4-game losing streak that in a normal year, in a normal week, we wouldn't even be talking about this, right? But what do you think needs to happen against Wake Forest for you guys to end this ACC losing streak?
Okay. This is the very first podcast. Do I get all the hate mail right away? Or do I do I lie to myself and just say what the fans want to hear? Because I don't think we're going to win.
I think you get it out right now because nobody's going to see this.
Okay, good. I think we are going to lose. I think I predicted to my boys on the group chat 27-24.
Okay. Is it at
Might have
Wake
even been
Forest?
like 28-24. No, it's at home. I'm going.
It's at
I will
Florida
be
State.
I will
Okay.
be there. Yes.
Okay.
It's Halloween the night before. So it's Halloween, so it's going to be Halloween. And we're going on Saturday. It's a 7:30 game in Doak under the lights with like 3 people watching on the ESPN News Network or whatever we're going to be on.
ACC Network. I looked it up.
Are we? Okay,
Yeah.
nice. With like the worst crew in the world and me filming an iPhone in the stands to get a second angle. But anyway, I don't know if Tommy is going to play. Our
Really?
quarterback is back. Well, did you see him get hit last against Stanford?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I mean, that was disgusting. And I know he's still in protocol, and I know that I think the injury reports have to come out tomorrow or today or tomorrow or Thursday or something. So now they have to kind of report if he's going to be probable or whatever. I don't think he's going to play. And if he does, I think we should win if we don't turn the ball over. But if he doesn't play and we're starting our freshman that, Gus has said he's good and he's, not really a freshman and he shows a lot of grit and learning the offense and he's got a lot of talent. He's still a freshman. I mean, he came in at the end of the game. He looked like he was like in high school again, So it's just like, I don't know. If Tommy doesn't play, we're not going to win 100%. It's just not going to happen.
Mm.
And then I think you need to make a change.
I was going to say, because I'm looking right now at your schedule. So you've got Wake Forest. Yep. At night on the ACC Network. You go to Clemson the next week.
Who's bad, right? Everyone after week 1, and we were like, oh, we can beat Clemson this year. Now,
right? But still a team on any given Saturday could potentially look like a top 5 team in the country.
Yes.
Right? I mean, they haven't shown it, but could. And then you get Virginia Tech at home, which
it's a win.
You would think is a
They've
win.
been playing better. They've been playing
Right.
better, but it's a win.
But then you have to go to NC State, which is a night game,
which is
and that stadium's tough. It's tough to play in, And you go to at Florida, which who knows? There may be 2 interim coaches at that point, So I would just that's a toss up, right? So if you lost to Wake Forest and you dropped to 3-5, and let's just say
in the ACC, by the way,
in your last
what are we in the ACC?
4 games.
If we lose, we're 0-5,
right? And 0 for last year, is that right?
Yeah, I think he hasn't. I think Norvell. There was some crazy stat, right?
It's been like 400 days or 40.
Since his last birthday and a half or something. Like he hasn't won a game in a full calendar year or something.
Yeah,
like way over.
All right, so you lose to Wake Forest. Let's just say you lose to Clemson. At that point, you're 3-6, heading into Virginia Tech. We'll say it's a win, right? 4-6. At NC State, at Florida. Does 6-6, given the current landscape of coaching hires and what's available, does 6-6 buy Norvell another year? And I know what you talked about, giving the money to him and all that, but from the Florida State perspective, after last year and a week 1 win against Alabama, does 6-6 keep Norvell around for another year?
The only way it would is, again, if they don't want to totally kill the first year of a new coach. I found the schedule, by the way, for next year. I found the real schedule for next year.
Is Notre Dame on it?
Yes, at Alabama, home against Florida, home against Clemson, home against NC State, home against SMU, home against Virginia, at Louisville, at Miami, at Pitt, Notre Dame at home. So again, a lot of good home games, but those teams are freaking tough.
Yeah, buy your season tickets now. Oof.
I already got them. But I mean, look, you're out of conference is Alabama, Central Arkansas. I don't even know where they are. Florida, Notre Dame. I mean, those are 3 tough out of conference games. So, and then you got Clemson, Miami in conference. But anyway, if he goes 6-6, he's fired. The only way he doesn't is if he wins out, right? Maybe we do play very well against Clemson. Maybe we beat him. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to say Wake is a guarantee, which it's not, right? But I'm not even going to talk like we should not beat them.
Okay.
NC
Which
State,
puts you at 4-4.
NC State, tough game, but we should beat them. We can beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's say we beat Florida's in disarray. They got no coach. They don't know what they're doing. They've already lost a bunch of games in a row in the SEC in a real conference, and then they cash it in, right? I guess like Michael Irvin used to say, you tape it tighter or whatever back in the day. Like if you're hurt, you just tape up your ankles tighter. Like none of these guys, they're getting paid. Like they're not getting paid per game, I don't think.
No, it's guaranteed. They've already got it.
Yeah, so they're done, right? And then maybe we play like, let's say that. So what would that, if we went out? What are we, 8-5 or 8 and what would we be?
Let's see, 3. So you're 3-4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 8-4.
8-4, okay. And then let's say we go to a bowl game, right?
Yeah.
And we play like we play like an LSU, right? 2 bad coaches, we got Alice Atkins or whoever that used to be at FSU calling plays now, and we beat them. That is the best case scenario. 9-4, he keeps his job 100%. And that's what all my buddies says on group chat. Oh, he could win out. I'm like, dude, we're not winning. We're not even beating Wake. So, but will it happen? No. So he's fired. The question is, do you do it after Wake or do you just, because what happens is if you,
so yeah, that's the question. If you lose to Wake Forest and you look at the last 4 games, if you're thinking about making a move, you just go ahead and make it, right? Like we've seen more coaches fired early in the season this year than I think we've ever seen. And I don't know why that is, but if you're a team getting in that mix, I think you have to do it sooner than later now to have those conversations. And I'm not saying backdoor conversations don't happen. I get it. Agents, you talk to agents and boosters and whatever. But if you're playing in what ifs, we get rid of our coach and you got LSU, Florida, Virginia Tech, Arkansas, UCLA, Oklahoma State all playing in, we're hiring a new coach. Like that's a tough conversation to have in I think with any legitimate head coaching candidate.
So let me ask you this. So again, if we do those in like tiers, I don't care if it's top 4 and the rest. So like you have LSU, Florida State.
I didn't even mention Penn State,
right? Those 4, right? And then the other ones, who else? Arkansas,
Oklahoma State,
yeah,
UCLA.
Yeah, those are all like second tier hires.
Sure.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. So like I think those 4 top ones have to hire somebody that has been a head coach. To me, that's just the way I feel. I don't feel that you can do a coordinator unless it may be somebody like everybody's all over the Georgia coordinator, defensive coordinator, Schumann. Yeah. Everybody's all over his nuts for some reason.
Yep.
But my thing is like, I don't want him. I want a coach that's played big boy football in the SEC or the Big Ten and has won real games. And I know James Franklin hasn't won the big game, they say, or whatever, but he's beat the teams he's supposed to beat. Right. And now against the other ones, he's like absolutely terrible, whatever that record is. 1 in whatever, 24. I don't know, whatever it is. But my point is that like, I want somebody like that. Now, it can be from a smaller school like a UNLV. It can be Dan Mullen. I'm good with that. He coached in the SEC. He knows talent. He knows how to recruit. He knows how to win at that level. I will take him in a heartbeat. But I want a head coach. I don't want a coordinator. And I think those levels, like Penn State, I think they're not going to hire a coordinator. I think they're going after Matt Rule or whatever at Nebraska. And, he can't say anything yet because he doesn't want to start the tree at Nebraska falling down. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it has to be to me, it has to be a coach.
I totally understand, and I'm going to counter you. Kirby Smart at Georgia, right? Defense
Mm-hmm.
coordinator under Nick
Mm-hmm.
Saban,
I get it.
right?
Under the greatest coach of all time? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Ryan Day at Ohio State
Mm-hmm.
was a coordinator again.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon Moore at Michigan.
I don't think he's a good coach.
They won a national title.
What? As a head coach? Come on. He is not. I don't think he's a good coach. I don't know why everybody likes him.
And you may not be wrong, but you look at those. Definitely Kirby and definitely Ryan Day, right? And Kirby struggled early at Georgia. Like it took him a few years to get things rolling, and so I understand not given the current state of Florida State football and not wanting to wait another 2 or 3 years for that coach to get their feet grounded and figure out how they're going to run their program and recruiting and all that. But I'm also saying I wouldn't be completely shut down to a potential coordinator taking over there, and I don't know who it would be. I don't know who the hot recruiters or the hot coordinators are right now. Man, yeah, you talked about that guy at Georgia Tech. I would take him.
Yeah.
I would take him at Alabama.
And the thing is, we're not going to outbid anybody, right? We're going to get the third place person or fourth place. We're not going to outbid LSU. We're not going to outbid Florida. It's just not going to happen. Now, what if, like, let's say LSU hires, they don't go that route. Let's say they go like somebody was talking about, like Joe Brady.
Yeah.
From the NFL, right?
Yeah.
And who was the OC there?
Penn State's going after him.
Okay. Well, let's say LSU goes after him, right? I don't think Lane leaves for Florida.
No, I agree.
Right? So then Florida's got to hire somebody. Who are they? Are they a James Franklin type of university? I don't know if they are. They might be.
I mean, Franklin did well at Vanderbilt. He's been in the SEC. Mm-hmm. He kind of knows the landscape.
What about him? Clark, whatever. Is that guy going to go somewhere? Or is he going to stay at Vandy?
I think he stays at Vandy, and I think Vandy gives him a couple more $1 million, and he's happy. I mean, he's a Vandy guy through and through. I don't see him leaving. We'll see.
Yeah.
Can he win a national title at Vanderbilt? I don't think he can. Do I think he believes he can? Maybe he does. I don't know. But what does Vanderbilt football look like after Diego Pavia?
Exactly.
So,
and I mean, who knows, man? College football is so freaking. Indiana is number 2 in the nation. Right. Vanderbilt's up there. Like, who else? Like, what is the top 12 right now? Like,
but you got a guy like Eli Drinkwitz in Missouri.
I think he'll go to
Florida. I'm looking at him pretty seriously.
100%.
The guy's been super successful at Missouri.
So you're telling me, okay, so these teams are in the playoffs of football, okay, as of right now, if it were to end today.
Not basketball.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech. Okay. Vanderbilt. BYU. Okay. Those teams, like, if those guys can get there, if BYU, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, Indiana can have 1 good 2 years to get in the playoffs, like, you don't need much. In the ACC, you don't need much.
Yeah.
This isn't the SEC.
Yeah. Let me throw one more at you. We're both Tampa guys. USF's having a pretty good year. I know they just stumbled against Memphis.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Gruden, but go ahead.
Does Alex Golesh start getting some looks at some of these? Like, if I'm a Florida and he's been wildly successful, not wildly successful, he's been very successful with USF. Now he's got his quarterback. Right, that's the wild card. But do I take a flyer on a guy like that?
Is he a senior? What year is he?
I think he is a senior. I think he's done after
junior or senior. Okay,
so I don't think he's going with.
Has he got like COVID years and all that too, where they have like 9 years in college?
Done.
Okay,
I think that's done.
Okay. What is his coaching tree? Wasn't he?
So he was a Josh Heupel assistant, offensive coordinator under Heupel at Tennessee.
That's right.
Which they're still rolling offensively. He's kind of resurrected a USF program that was a dumpster fire kind of since Taggart left, really. So I think he's a name to watch out for. I think he'll probably get an interview. I don't know if he's quite there yet, but that's a name to me that intrigues me with maybe Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech. I don't know if he'd go out west to UCLA, but even in Arkansas, why would you not take a flyer on that guy? If you
Yeah.
if you're willing to hire Bobby Petrino because he's an offensive guy, like take a younger Alex Golish and let's roll.
Yeah. I mean, I see your list here in the notes, right? With Lane Kiffin, Franklin, Summerall. How do you say that, John? The guy
Summerall.
from Tulane. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Brent Key, Drakowitz, Braum, and Golish. I would take all of those over who we have at FSU right now. Okay, I would. I would take any of those. But at the end of the day, who do I think would be successful? I like Jeff Braum a lot, just because we've played against him and I've seen how he coaches. I haven't watched Drinkwitz a lot. I know he wins at Missouri and he doesn't have as much talent and everything else, but I don't know. It's still the SEC. I mean, he's still got, he's got a lot of talent if he's winning that good.
Sure.
Brent Key,
sure.
I'd definitely take. Franklin, I'd take, and Kiffin, I'd take. But again, I don't think he's would even consider. I don't know. Like, would he consider FSU for $16 million because he's like, shit, I could win the ACC. I'll be in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
Does that matter? Is that what he wants?
To me, Florida State being in the ACC matters when it comes to hiring a head coach. Because if I'm looking at Florida and Florida State, and I'm deciding what's the better path to the college football playoff, it's Florida State all day, every day. I mean, it just is. Right? I mean, Florida plays Georgia every single year. You've got to play Georgia every single year.
And Tennessee, right?
And Tennessee. And you're going to have Alabama on your schedule. And at some point, you're going to have, a great Miami on your schedule out of conference. And, it just, I don't know. I think
you have the resources.
I think just where you guys are now, you're maybe underselling the value of the Florida State job. I honestly, like, as a fan base, I think you guys, I don't know. Like, I still think it's it's definitely a top 10 job in the country. Does it crack the top 5 right now? Probably not.
No,
but
I'll be honest, it doesn't.
But it's top 10. Like,
it's definitely top 15. Like, what is Oklahoma? Is Oklahoma a better job than FSU? I think so.
Probably.
Okay. Ohio State is, right? Okay. Alabama is. Georgia is. Oregon is. Notre Dame is. Michigan is. Right? I'm at 6. Okay. I'm only at 6. We're still almost in the top 10.
Yeah.
But like somebody like USC, I don't think that's a better job than
not FSU. Right now. And what about Clemson? Is Clemson a better job? If Dabo Swinney's not at Clemson,
man,
and had Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson, I mean, are we calling Clemson a better job than Florida State?
Are we? I think we might. I think we might, just because of. I think recent because success? Of recruiting. I mean, South Carolina's there, but like, is there another?
What's the talent pool in South Carolina?
I don't know. I mean, you got a whole state.
You're sitting in Florida.
That's true. Shit, is Clemson a better job than Florida State? I know Miami's not.
No.
I'm not putting Miami up there.
No.
Because the fan base is absolutely terrible. Like, is Tennessee a better job? They haven't won anything since forever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it is. SEC money, big fan base, 100K every game.
Texas. We didn't say Texas.
Oh,
Texas would be a better job.
Absolutely.
That's a top 3 job in the country.
Oklahoma. Yeah. So I think we're like at like 11.
Fringe 10, 12.
Yeah,
12.
10 to 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, Texas is definitely better. Texas A&M, I don't think.
No, not right now.
I don't think it is.
The money's better. For whatever reason, they can't get out of their own way. I don't know if it's booster influence. I'm not really sure what the problem is at Texas A&M, but
I've heard it's a weird place, dude. I hear it's like,
well, I mean, have you seen their yell guys or whatever they're called?
Yell leaders or whatever they call them?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd let my daughter go to Texas A&M.
Yeah. Well, What else we got? Anything else for tonight? Let's see. Oh, you want to predict games? Or you guys have a bye? Huh?
We have a bye. I think we're gonna win. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, you're not going to lose. We didn't lose
Yeah.
this week. I'm going FSU Wake. I am going Wake
Don't do
Forest
it.
27,
Oh, he's gonna do it.
FSU 24. Just because I don't think Tommy's going to play. If he plays, I think we win like 31-28 or something like that. But I mean, Wake Forest just beat SMU. Let me pull up their schedule.
Yeah, they did. They did.
First of all, they should have beat Georgia Tech, who's a really good team. If you ever want to watch somebody get hosed, watch the last minute and a half of that game. They got hosed.
Hmm.
They beat Virginia Tech. They lost to Georgia Tech by 1, but they got screwed. They just beat SMU, who's a good team. I mean, SMU is not bad.
Yeah.
Who else did they play? They
Yeah,
lost.
it's
to
just tough.
NC State.
It's tough when you're sitting there looking. I got both schedules pulled up. You're only those 4 L's in a row for Florida State.
So that
It's
so
just
that was the
tough.
stat.
It's
They
tough.
said that no FSU team, or what was it? Only one coach in the last 40 some years has had a 3-game losing streak at FSU or something. And he's had 6 in 4 years. He's had 6 3-game losing streaks. And we had one since like 1975 or something.
And the guy still has a job.
And he still has a job. You know, your boy Napier over there wins and he gets fired. But we've had 6 3-game losing streaks, and this one's a 4-game. I can't. I can't. I got to get out of here. I can't. It gets me so mad how this guy has a job and he's going to be like have $50 million in the bank because like
I say what's even better is they're going to pay him
Jimmy
$60
Sexton's
million
most
to just go away.
evil man on the planet.
I don't know.
What are you eating this weekend? You cooking up anything?
No, it's funny. My birthday is on Saturday.
Okay.
It always falls on the Alabama bye week. And it also happens to be my oldest daughter's first homecoming in high school.
Oh,
And so I think we're doing all the homecoming activities and pictures and
yep.
So I don't know, birthdays aren't quite as exciting as
No,
used
they
to,
don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Although
so
they should mean more now.
they should,
As we get
make
older,
it to
like,
another
you should
year.
be blessed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So no, I think that's kind of what we have going
Okay.
this weekend. So we're just gonna enjoy the day off and watch a little college football. I'm a little disappointed with the slate, but I think Vanderbilt and Texas could be a good one. I know
Is that at
Oklahoma.
Texas?
Yep.
Okay.
Texas is only a 1.5 favorite. It was 3.5 at the open, and it's moved. Arch Manning's kind of in the same situation as Castellanos. Don't know if he's going to play or not. Got a concussion at the end of the game this past week. So we'll see. Can the Vanderbilt Magic live on, or does Texas kind of assert themselves? But yeah, and then you got Oklahoma going to Tennessee. That's kind of a must win for both teams, I think. And then after that, I don't even really know what else is going on in college football.
Big Wake game. Big Wake FSU game.
Yeah,
7:30
yes,
ACC.
I should have mentioned that.
Yeah. I'll be up
That'll
there
be
for the
on
game.
TV number 2.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. At least we made the second screen. So I'll be up there for Wake, and we'll see. All right.
You guys tailgating, or you just hanging out?
Going to my buddy Jim. So yeah, we'll tailgate. Taking my daughter up there, so she'll go and we'll get to see my niece and everything else. So, and my daughter's bringing a friend, so we'll have a little tailgate, throw the ball around a little bit, and just chill, relax.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it.
All right, brother, we did it.
We did it.
We'll see if we do another one, but we did this one. So, all right, man. Well, hopefully everybody can like and subscribe and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. What time did we start?
We're an hour and 7 minutes in.
Yeah, that's better than I thought. I was hoping for 30 minutes.
Right. Okay. Well, it went good. So, all right, brother. Talk to you next time.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right. See ya.
All right. See ya.